by Lemur of the Gosu Casual. Say hi, Lemur.
Hey guys.
And we are here to cast the Mason off between Grim and RadDreams. And they should be jumping in there very shortly. RadDreams is going to be playing Priest, Paladin, Mage, and Warlock, and Grim is going to be on Paladin, Warlock, Mage, and Druid. So, Lemur, what do you think about their lineups going into this?
I know that Grim switches up a whole lot.
Yes, he does.
He switched a whole lot throughout the season, but I know that RadDreams has been fairly consistent with his lineups that he's brought. So I'm expecting to see RadDreams be a bit more familiar with his decks than Grim is.
Okay.
But Grim is a very explosive player, and whenever he just goes off, sometimes you can't really stop him.
Yeah.
So
he
that might happen.
Just throw a lot of fast decks right at you that you're unable to handle.
So what do you think the bans are gonna look like?
If Grim is holding to form and wanting to be very much into his aggro decks, I would think he's going to ban the Priest on the side of RadDreams, just because Dragon Priest, Control Priest, you name it, it's very good against aggro, and Grim likes his aggro. And if I'm RadDreams, I think I'm going to ban Grim's Zoo, or maybe even his Paladin. I don't know what kind of Paladin Grim likes to play. I know he's very comfortable playing Zoo, and his patented Shaman isn't here. So if he's not bringing Shaman, I'm always a fan of, especially in these lower seeded slots where players I don't think are as well versed on a huge variety of decks. I think taking away Comfort's a really good thing to do. And I think Grim is most comfortable in Warlock out of these classes.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Do you think RadDreams knows Grim's tendency to be an aggro player? I'd assume so, since he's rather vocal about it.
He's vocal about it, and he's played a bunch of aggro decks on our streams in the past, so I'm assuming that he would know that. And if he does, that would be the way to go. But RadDreams may also have a class there he hates to play against and want to just ban that.
RadDreams might also assume that he's going to ban the Priest since he's an aggro player, so that would also go into him banning the Warlock. Because if he wasn't going to ban the Priest is already so good against Zoo and so good against all the other aggro decks that he wouldn't really need a reason to ban Zoo, and he'd probably ban the Paladin out of all of them, which has the best chance against the Priest. But assuming he knows what we know, which we think he does, then yeah, those both seem like pretty valid bans. They say they're ready, so we can jump on in.
Yeah, they're about to go. They're preparing to battle each other.
So, THL people, if you haven't seen the Tavern Brawl from last night, or Tavern Talk from last night, I would highly recommend checking it out, checking the VOD out. I had to check the VOD out myself as I was at the Star Wars premiere, which I'm sure a lot of...
by the way, no spoilerino.
Oh, it's so good. It is a fantastic
Star Wars person. Like I'll watch them and I'll enjoy them, but I don't obsess.
As a fringe Star Wars person and not a deep into the lore Star Wars person, it's probably going to seem like the best movie out of all 7 of them to you.
Okay, that's cool because the prequels, the last prequel was really not very good, and the more times I watch it, the more times I think it is really bad. So I'm kind of skeptical, but
they're all bad. Any movie that has Jar Jar Binks in it is automatically bad. Doesn't matter. Yeah, anyone who wants to go and see it, I would definitely say to go check it out. It's great. J.J. Abrams and Disney did a great job continuing the franchise and the lore. And one quick spoiler, Darth Vader is Luke's father. That's all I'm going to say.
In case you didn't know.
In case you didn't know.
Like after the original 3? Or is this before the prequels? Where does it happen in the time frame?
This is after the original 3. It's actually Han, Leia, and Luke are all older, much older, and they had to do that obviously because of the actors' age who were playing them, and they signed them all on. So it's I would say probably 30 years after the events, 30, 40-ish.
Interesting.
Of the first movies. It's very good. I would highly recommend going and seeing it. Okay. They're still preparing to battle a friend.
They are. There's some communications. They've both asked me multiple times if we're good to go. So I think everyone's on the same page now. They should be starting any minute, any second. Picking those basic decks out,
It's a difficult choice. There's so many good basic decks to choose from.
Which hero do I want to queue into? Do I want to ban Illyria or do I want to ban Rexar? I don't know.
Oh, that's true. But the real question is, out of the 9 classes, do you really go with the class you want to ban, or do you just go with the best basic deck? It's a whole meta decision by itself.
We're in.
Oh, we're in. Let's
Take
go.
a look.
Maybe. There we go.
They both ban Paladin. No surprise. Welcome to THL.
I will fight with honor.
As we discussed last night,
command.
Paladin's 30% of all bans, and these guys are holding form.
Which means that RadDreams Priest is gonna have a pretty good time.
Yeah, I would think so. That priest should pick up a win pretty early and pretty often. That would be the
He might
first deck I would queue up.
Yeah. Because thinking about it, Grim also has the disrespect of not queuing a basic deck, so we see it's like Secret Paladin.
Aggro Paladin right there. With Leopard.
Oh, it is an aggro Paladin.
It's probably aggro secret, hit face a lot. I don't know. Well, it's
Yep.
Grim. He's coming at you, and he's not stopping.
I'm fully expecting him to innovate the next level of meta where you play double Ironbeak Owl, double Spellbreaker in all your decks, and then just hit face with everything. So you never, ever get taunted. There was actually a deck. One of my buddies went to a Indiana, what are they called? Fireside gatherings with. Where he played double Ironbeak Owl, double Spellbreaker, and won the Fireside Gathering.
What?
And all of his decks. It was crazy.
I wanna
And there were
play
like
with these
30,
people.
35 people there. I just think he had the most insane luck.
He had
Because he was playing like, the only deck he didn't play it in was he brought Druid and he substituted the Spellbreakers for the Keeper of the Groves.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, and he still won, and I was very salty about it.
I would be too, because that's like free money.
Exactly.
Were there BlizzCon points on the line or no?
They were not BlizzCon points, so we're okay on that front.
So we go
We'll
into
not be
game
going.
one.
Here we go.
RadDreams on Priest against Grim on Druid. And Grim, we see Flash Heal in RadDreams' hand, and we see very traditional Druid cards in Grim's hand. So if this
It
is a
actually
combo
doesn't look
Druid,
like-
it's definitely in
Yeah, it
favor
doesn't look
for
like
him.
an aggro Druid.
Yeah, if it's a traditional combo list, Grim would definitely be favored here.
Also,
we see Wood
especially-
Hoarder, though. Oh, okay, interesting.
Maybe.
He's gonna have the Wild Growth, which is really important. RadDreams
Yeah.
is gonna have the
Happy
Northshire
Feast
Cleric,
of Wintervale.
equally important.
Happy Feast
Cool.
of Wintervale.
If Grim was playing an aggro Shaman, which he still might be, we're not sure
You
yet,
mean
but
aggro
if he was
Druid?
playing or aggro Druid, yeah, we would see quite the onslaught from RadDreams with the Flash Heal, Death Lord, Circle
Yeah.
of Healing. But he's not. It does look like RadDreams was heavily expecting aggro, though, as he teched for aggro. Although that Thought Steal's kind of...
Yeah, I think we'll see the Death Lord come down here.
vicious.
That one's
Yeah.
gonna be a bad play either. He is gonna go with the Valens, okay. So now he's got a
That is
huge
true.
cleric that he can clear the board and heal to draw cards, and like that almost kind of spells doom for Grim, but he's got the Ironbeak Owl silence.
Yeah, baited the Iron Beak, although probably wasn't expecting the Iron Beak in Druid.
No, probably not. Now this Death Lord is gonna be a wall that has to be going through. You can't silence your way past this one.
I think Grim's next turn is just Innervate Dr. Boom.
It certainly is. And
Yeah.
RadDreams better find Shadow or Death, or we're gonna have some shenanigans on our hands here.
We're gonna
Druid's a
see,
really tough class when you have Wild Growth and then do something
Oh,
and then
yeah.
innervate out Dr. Boom.
Druid can be crazy sometimes. Absolutely crazy.
I guess RadDreams is debating between a Thought Steal and a Death Lord here, but I think the Death Lord is definitely the play, just because
Death Lord is definitely the
put
play.
things on the board, so you want to have things on the board. There it comes. Second Ironbeak Owl goes into Grim.
This is so. This has to be.
This is your friend's list right here. Where are the two Spellbreakers?
So yeah, Innervate Dr. Boom's gonna come down. That'll help him clear off the Death Lord, and if RadDreams does not find that Shadow or Death, or he could possibly Thought Steal into a big game hunter, it might be going downhill fast.
No. Nope, that's not gonna do it. No, it looks like he's gonna have to Thought Steal.
Yeah.
Just to... I don't even
Try-
know what you look for Thought Steal. Maybe you hit a BGH or something crazy like that.
Yeah, you hit the BGH, or maybe you hit something that could get you into like a BGH, like you hit an Ancient of Lore, or you hit, or not a BGH, you'd be playing Shadow Lord.
Swipe's not bad.
Swipe's
Either
good.
is Abusive Sergeant.
That'll help him clear it. So do you play the Abusive Sergeant and cash in your Northshire?
Not too quickly.
That's one way to look at it. I guess he's gonna hit the bomb first. No punish.
He could also Circle of Healing alternatively for 2 cards. Oh no, it's Silence, never mind.
Yeah, I
Nice.
kind of like trading the cleric into the bomb and then maybe circling afterward. I guess you can circle first to keep the cleric alive.
Yeah. Also, yeah, so it'll hit the
Oh,
clip.
nice boom
That's
box for
serious.
RadDreams.
Okay.
The Death Lord's gonna die, but you're fine with that.
Do you like him killing the Deathlord this turn rather than just Azure Draking?
Yeah, I do. Because I'm assuming as a druid deck, he's got plenty of mid-game sized minions in his deck that he could pull out there to hit this Power of the Wild on.
That's also actually a very good Power of the Wild against.
That Entomb is just barely out of reach.
So close. So what do you see him doing here?
Ooh.
He has a few options. Yeah, Wild Pyromancer into Swipe.
I can't play both of those things.
Oh yeah, because he's 5 mana.
So I think we're gonna see the
Wild
abusive come
Pyro.
down, and then trade into a nope. He's gonna flash
Flash?
to his cleric. Doesn't make a lot of sense. Oh yeah, it does. He's gonna kill off the blue borders, and then next turn he can swipe or Entomb.
Okay. Okay, so now we're gonna see the ad
Yeah,
come
we'll
down.
see. We should see Azure Drake Hero Power, I would think.
Yeah. Azure Drake Hero Power killed the Cleric. Swing for 8. Pretty good
Yep.
turn.
That's not bad. Oh, he's gonna go with the Living Roots.
Looking to put more damage on the board over a long period of time, I suppose.
Yeah, this way if he draws Savage Roar, he, in his mind, just wins. But actually this line of play is allowed the swipe to get RadDreams right back into the game.
Oh, the Swipe's gonna kill it.
And depending on how lucky RadDreams is feeling, he could actually go for the Entomb here and then swipe next turn. He is just gonna swipe now. That's fine as well.
It's the safer line of play. Although Entomb is the flashier one that could pay off in the long run.
Okay, well, luckily for RadDreams, Grim didn't really pick up another threat. So he's just gonna Entomb this Azure Drake, I would think.
Yeah. He'll play out the Power of the Wild as a 3-2.
Oh, Injured Blade.
Hmm. That's pretty good.
That changes things. I think that's
Yeah.
definitely coming down.
Injured Blast, Blade Master heal. Yep, that's really good. That'll allow him to trade for both minions, assuming that Grim doesn't use the swipe on it. Which he very well might.
And he gets to heal his own face.
Yep.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I don't think I would throw out the Sergeant though, because that's gonna die
I
to
don't
hero
know.
power, even if it doesn't die to swipe. And in this case,
Yeah,
it's
it'll
gonna-
also die to swipe, which
Oh, now we're just gonna see 2 swipes, I would think. I mean, you
Oh,
keep
yeah.
that Drake alive, and 4/4s are so tough for a priest to deal with.
Whew. Yeah, you swipe one on the
I think you just double swipe.
Blade Master.
That's
and swipe face.
Oh,
Oh, you can just double swipe face, yeah.
I guess. I
'Cause
don't,
you
I don't
already
think I
did.
wanted to give up the free 2 if I was Grim, but
That's fair.
how can I? It's a little late to the party.
So he's gonna Entomb the Azure Drake and heal himself.
Yep.
Which actually, looking at Grim's hand, is not too bad right now.
Now, he's now able to cycle that wild growth though, so it's only a matter of time before he hits another.
And that
viable
Leper
minion.
Gnome will help out. Let's see what he gets off of the excess mana.
Oh!
Okay, Piloted Shredder's so good too. So Akanai is gonna come down for RadDreams next turn, but I think he might just be dead. Unless he draws a Sludge Belcher or something.
Play
So.
how can I
Okay,
actually-
that could get him a Belcher.
Yeah, that can get him a Sludge Voucher, can get him
Nope, that's
get
the
him
game.
a Fugan. Oh, if he Fugans and heals, he's still alive. Or if he cultists and heals, I guess. Either way, if he can heal his own face, he's technically still alive.
Is
I think
he?
I would have liked
Yeah.
a 5-drop there.
The damned stand ready.
Yeah, I
Now we
agree.
take a 3-drop and we flip the mana. This 3/4 could be a 4/7. Now he's
Yeah.
dead to Living Roots.
Now-
It didn't
now
matter
he's
at all. So aggro Grim
Well played.
stays true to form after innovating out of Dr. Boom.
Play.
Able to steal
Wild
game
growth
1.
Dr. Boom. So with that, do you think
And
RadDreams should
showing
just
the
stick?
second owl, I guess you want to BM, but that's really...
That's not good.
Now, the deck
Because if
won,
he-
so he's not going to play it again, but now, like,
True.
now Mason knows, okay, Grim's not afraid to play 2 owls in his decks. I don't know. I don't think there's any reason to throw that out there.
I would agree with that. So do you think Mason #1, who is not Grim, RadDreams, will be playing Priest again? Stick with Priest since he knows it's good against aggro, and he teched it against aggro.
Yeah, especially because the most unfavorable matchup for that Priest is now off the table.
Exactly.
And so, with Grim winning with his Druid, I gotta make sure I put that in up here. There it is. Nope, wrong check mark. There we go. With Grim winning with Druid, I mean, Zoo and like a mech or a tempo or a whatever mage that you know is gonna be fast because it's Grim.
Yeah.
I'm feeling pretty good if I'm Mason or if I'm RadDreams going into.
Yeah, just sticking with the Priest. We saw that he teched his Priest with anti-aggro options,
Big
such as
time.
Death Lord, which you do see in Priest, Control Priest a bit, but the Flash Heal is something
Yeah.
that you don't really see a whole lot.
And with the Alkani, like you can remove even like legitimate threats just playing like an Alkani Soul Priest. to a flash.
Yeah, you can remove legitimate threats, and you can actually have burst damage as a Priest, which is something that not a lot of people have. We do see RadDreams switching to Warlock.
And
Rather
this
than-
is a Reno Warlock.
Warlock. Yep.
Judging on his mulligan, Grim is on his mid-range zoo type of deal with just an absolutely insane mulligan. Good thing good thing RadDreams found
The
his
Reno.
because he's gonna need it against 2 jugglers and an implosion and a shredder.
Oh yeah. This will be an interesting match, especially since we see RadDreams with the Mind Control tech in his opening hand,
Oh yeah.
which is extremely strong against the Implosion play.
And the Demon Wrath. Okay, he's in a great spot here. He's got all of the tools.
He is in a great spot. The one thing about the
Oh,
Demon
what the-
Wrath... Why did he not play Knife Juggler?
Grim decides to tap on turn 2 as a zoo. Can't say we see a lot of that, but maybe it'll pay off for him.
He's trying to psych RadDreams into believing that he's playing Handlock.
I guess. 'Cause that-
Teched incorrectly.
He's holding one of the best 2-drops in Hearthstone and decided to tap.
Point out Piloted Shredder.
And he's gonna Dark Bomb face and go into.
Oh, he's
Oh no. Okay.
pointing out double Knife Juggler. So
Okay.
maybe he wanted the extra juggle off of the first Knife Juggler?
Yeah, I guess. Interesting that he does that though, because if he plays the Knife Juggler turn 2, he's able to like coin Implosion, or if there's no minion, coin out a Shredder.
Well played.
Yeah, which I think
Now
is
he-
definitely
now he
better.
gets a 2-for-1.
And that Demon Wrath was so good.
Yeah, and now I would assume.
Especially since getting rid of it early in this matchup is very profitable because a lot of Zoo's later game minions are demons.
Mhm.
Or at least the version of Zoo that I know that Grim plays. We do see an antique healbot in Grim Zoo.
Yeah, we do. And we
Which is
see
interesting.
RadDreams throw out Starlight just to have a Shredder, which seems a little curious because I think Farseer would have traded just as well and also healed him a little bit.
Yeah. I can see Farseer being the better play there. So what do you see RadDreams doing right here? Do you
I
just
think you just throw out.
Lay
the
out-
Lib.
play out the Loetheb? That's what I was thinking.
'Cause if you
Play out the
do this
Loetheb.
here, you're able to Earthen Ring and the Shadow Flame next turn. And against
Yep.
the Zoo deck, I think a 3 damage Shadow Flame is generally good enough. And if not, you should have a 5/5 still on the board at that point anyway. Or
Yeah.
you can maybe pop the Creeper and then Mind Control tech. Like you open up a lot of options here.
You
Tossing
can
out
do
a-
it. You can
a
pop the
very
Creeper,
large
Mind
minion.
Control Tech. You can pop the Creeper, Mind Control Tech, Mortal Coil.
Yeah.
Lots and lots of options. This is not a traditional Zoo though,
No.
which
not with
will,
Belchers.
might be throwing RadDream through a loop.
Well, he's got to feel okay because he can heal his low fed and drop a Twilight Drake. Obviously,
Yeah.
reverse order of what I just said. Play the Drake first.
Yeah, that's quite good.
Yeah, I definitely
He's
Twilight Drake and
at
then
it.
healing the Loatheb is
Yeah, that's the
definitely
play.
best play here.
I wonder.
Interesting. He's tapping.
Yeah,
What is he
very
tapping?
very curious tap right there. And then he
He's
elects
also
to
not
kill
healing
Fate.
the lower them.
With Reno in hand, just
Why?
don't have
Yeah,
to
you
worry
don't need
about
to
healing
still.
your face at all. Keep your Loatheb very healthy and force Grim to make the
That's,
awkward trades into
if
it.
he was gonna make this line of play, I would not have given the low with them taunt.
So now, given what we do into, oh man, you could just go all in on here on this mind control tech.
Yeah, I think that's what he's gonna do.
I think he's gonna take it out based on the trades he's
He's
making.
twisting nether. Yeah, because I was thinking if he's making that trade and then mind control teching, that's not the best
No, I
option.
think he's gonna twist another, clear the whole board, and just continue stalling out. At least that's what it looks like.
Maybe
He
he's
does
thinking.
have power overwhelming Shadow Flame available,
Yeah.
which isn't.
He also
a
has
terrible
Mortal
play.
Coil to mind control tech.
So if this MC tech doesn't get the boom, he can then power overwhelming Shadow Flame, which now
That's
I
true.
think he'll do. You don't want to let this Dr. Boom live.
Absolutely not.
Ooh, he takes the healthy free
Mind control.
Not a big difference there. I think I would prefer to keep up the conflict, but it lived, so ultimately it was right in hindsight.
So what do you think Grim does here? He's gonna tap.
Tapping
Which
is
I
in. Grim, as the zoo player, he's got an awfully large hand.
As a zoo player, he's also being not very aggressive, especially for Grim.
Oh, so here we go. You're watching Grim's line of play. You know he's not going to burst you down from 20. Drop your Drake, drop your Shredder, drop your Zombie Chow, and just say, come at me, bro.
He's gonna tap, it looks like.
He is
What
gonna
is he
tap.
tapping for?
Yeah, that's kind of my question is, what are you looking for if you're tapping this much? I think you have
You
so
already
many
have your
cards you want.
Reno.
You
you
have
have
your
your
win condition and
Jiraxis.
Jiraxis, yeah.
I'm not sure.
You
We do
can't
see a
play
spell
Jiraxis until you play Reno. And you can't play Reno until you... Like, this
yeah.
Twilight Drake is losing value progressively over the course of the game, just because...
It had fantastic value. It would have been a 4/9.
Because RadDreams is playing about 2 cards per turn right now, so that Twilight
Yeah.
Drake, every turn it's not coming down, is losing 1 HP.
Which is especially not good against Zoo. We do see the Spellbreaker, by the way, so
Yep.
next level meta is Owls and Spellbreakers.
I think Loatheb is a fantastic play here if you're Grim. You have 5 mana, you have a strong board. Seal up your board, and then...
Yeah, he can't Twisting Nether you, he can't Hellfire you if you low with Ebb. Well, he could Hellfire you, but it would cost him his entire turn, which is profitable for you in the long run.
He's going to Dark
Looks
Bomb
like he's going to
Face
Dark Bomb Face.
twice.
So now he's going super aggressive.
He does not have lethal, does he? Yes, he
I
does.
think-
That's lethal.
Does?
Very good spot.
No, he can't play the Abusive
Oh,
Sergeant.
no, he can't. He thought he had lethal, and I thought he had lethal.
Yeah, he thought he could play the Abusive Sergeant, but he miscounted by a mana.
And now Reno is going to ruin his hopes and dreams as a result. And this Twilight Drake needs to come down beforehand.
It has to come down now.
It's a Twilight Drake,
basically.
man.
You have to Twilight Drake, and then I think
Twilight with goodness all over his opponent.
you Twilight Drake into Reno, and you're in a very good position.
Yeah, this essentially locks up the game for Ray.
Gonna be rich.
He's got Emperor. He's able to start tapping again. I would be very surprised if Grim can pull this one out.
I would agree with that. Although, we don't know. There might be some crazy things in store from Grim's Zoo deck.
I see. Get in there, fight, maggot.
Grim just starts thumping his hand. Pulls off his
Going
zombie
for
show.
free. Yeah.
Here comes Dr. B.
Whew. This game is looking donezo.
Yeah, I would think so.
Merit to playing Spellbreaker
No.
on the Annoyatron.
No,
Not really
get
anything
Dr.
else to
Boom
say.
down.
That's true. You can get Dr. Boom down.
You're
You
not
could
gonna
also
die. No, he's
tap
gonna
first.
do
He
it.
is going to do the
Magic shall
Spellbreaker.
not
Yeah.
save.
He wants to Mortal Coil.
Ooh, 6 mana
mana
Mortal Coil.
Yeah. Lots of hand with expensive cards. I think the game is so far out of reach for Grim at this point that it's not going to matter. But
I agree.
Boombots do
He's
so much work against aggro decks that flood the board. And I think
Yeah.
you want to get them down as soon as possible.
My shield for
RadDreams is
Argus.
playing it safe, but playing it safe in the long run is playing it rather dangerously comparatively. Because if the game's already over and you've already won the game, then what's it matter you're playing safe?
Yeah. Now we'll see Boom. I would assume.
Yeah, we have to.
Can't play 2 cards out of his hand, so play the best 1 card in the hand. Don't play Jiraxis because you can die. He's gonna go Emperor instead. Oh, this allows him to play
Tap.
things together, I guess. It allows him to tap.
Yeah.
as well.
So next turn he could play Boom, Heal Bot, something along those lines. Although, like you said before, this game is looking pretty over, so
Yeah,
it
by
wouldn't
not
really
closing
matter a
it
whole.
out, RadDreams allows Grim to keep dumping his hand. And in
Which
the
is a
event
problem.
That Grim hits the card he wants to hit, that could be a big issue.
Yeah. Also, we see the Iron Break Owl. Or Iron Beak Owl, which means that he is in fact playing Spellbreaker and Iron Beak Owl in the same deck.
Now the doctor's in the house.
Interestingly... Oh, no. Okay.
Now
I got
2 Scowls
excited.
have died. No Fugans have died.
Yeah, I got excited. I was gonna say, if Fugan died, he would get the Thaddeus, and that would be pretty intense.
But, again, if RadDreams doesn't have the VPH here, it's a little bit problematic at least. There's Fugan!
So they would both get a Thaddeus.
Okay.
Stalagos would die this game. No, because of the ordering, they won't both get a Thaddeus. If you didn't have the BGH and Grim somehow killed the Fugan first, then they would both get a Thaddeus. Yep, looks like this game is over.
Yes, it is.
Which will put the Reno Warlock from RadDreams out of his lineup, which also means that... Do you think he's gonna go back to Priest, or is he gonna use Priest as kind of the kicker at the
I would
end?
think after seeing this, he'll go back to his Priest, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, that's what I was
He
saying.
looks like he's very much ready to deal with aggro that brings Reno and Control Priest. And it looks like he did his homework.
Yeah. Which is always a good thing. It's always good to see players scoping out other players, getting their strategies, getting tech choices that they could put in. That's always nice to see. Oh wow, double
We see
Fuegan.
the other Fugan come down.
I'm on
First time since Noxoramus.
The other thing that's valuable, and maybe RadDreams did this on purpose by drawing the Zoom out, is he's seen this entire deck from Grim.
That's true.
Grim has 1 card remaining. So he knows what to play around, he knows what's there, he knows what he's up against. If he's running Deck Tracker, he can take a quick little screenshot of everything that Grim just played.
By that logic, do you think he might... Okay, he's just gonna end it.
Oh yeah.
I would say just see the last card, get the full deck.
No, I don't think he needs to. I'm sure there's a 2 of in there. I don't have my Deck
Yeah,
Tracker
probably.
on, so I can't look.
It
but I'm
actually
sure
might be
there's
the other Nervian.
Yeah.
I don't think we've seen the other Nervian egg. Which is also interesting. Grim is not playing any Doom Guards or anything like that. Which an aggressive player of his nature, I would think, would include Doom Guards. Yep, that wraps it up. RadDreams takes game 2 of the set, so it's 1-1 as a series. And I do think that RadDreams will go back to his Priest, as Cassidy said. Not really a reason to forego that.
Jane versus Medivh. Let the games begin.
Actually, interesting.
Goes to
So
a
Grimmel-
Freeze Mage.
Yeah. So he was prepared for aggro, because Freeze Mage is the mage to bring against aggro. And Grim is playing a Mech Mage. Pretty fair starting mulligan for Grim. Hit the Mech Warper, didn't hit anything else. But RadDreams has a very strong Freeze Mage hand. He already has the Alex at his disposal. He has the draw. I do think he probably should have coined out the Mad Scientist, just so he could deal with the 1-drop or 2-drop from the Mage. Or the 2-drop from the Mage, rather than Frost Bolting it, as well as get a secret.
Yeah, I would agree with that. This matchup definitely favors. Oh my gosh, another Reno.
Oh, Reno
This
Freeze
lineup
Mage.
definitely favors the Freeze Mage.
Oh yeah. So he's gonna elect to play the Mad Scientist now. I
Yeah,
actually
I
am
would have
not.
preferred the Arcane
Yes.
Intellect there.
Yeah. If you would have played the Scientist before, he would have been in a very good position, including possibly getting an Ice Barrier or Block. But Arcane Intellecting in that situation was a lot better than playing the Scientist, which wouldn't even trade with the Spider Tank. So it's actually really good for RadDreams that Grim ended up playing a Shredder that the Mad Scientist was able to take out the first half of, along with the hero power. Grim is just going to flood the board.
Yes, he is playing right into a Frost Nova Doomsayer. Luckily, we don't see one yet for RadDreams.
He also, in his defense, does have the Fireball. The Fireball hero power for the Frost Nova Doomsayer.
Oh, that's true. I think we're gonna have to see a Frostbolt on this Mech Warper. Once a barrier comes down.
He actually...
Does the barrier stop much? Yeah, it buys him a turn.
It buys him a turn. I was thinking that it would not benefit him to Frostbolt the Mech Warper because he already Frostbolted one of them.
Sylvanas comes down for Grim. That's a threat.
That is a threat.
Or gets E-Sport
He had a threat. So yeah, this 8 extra HP will help him. What the Reno Freeze Mage does have to make sure of, though, is they have to cycle through their deck fast enough that they can get the 1-ofs in their deck against an aggro matchup. Which could be a problem. I'm not exactly sure what RadDreams' list looks like, but it is good that he's already pulled both Frostbolts and both Ice Lances, because I know that can be a problem.
Yeah, he needs to find a Doomsayer. There's one, okay.
Okay, that's
And I
good.
believe they run... I don't think they run 2 Frost Novas. I think it's a Cone of Cold and... No, it's a
I
Cone
think
of
it's-
Cold and a Blizzard. I think they do run 2 Frost Nova.
Yes,
So
2
he'll
Frost
need to
Nova.
find that as well. He's got a great Flame Strike set up for next turn. And especially if Grim commits even more to the board.
Which actually, interestingly, doesn't look like Grim is playing the Sylvanas.
No.
Which is good. It's a good play.
Easy Flame Strike for RadDreams here, but he's still feeling a lot of pressure.
Okay, so the hero's welcome for Grim here is that he cannot double Fireball Fist. Good, okay.
I have no time for games.
So he seems pretty versed in the Freeze Mage matchup. Especially running against with aggro. Double Doomsayer. That's helpful.
Yeah, he just doesn't have a clean way to enable them with no freezes in his hand.
The one option that I'm seeing is that he can play both of them. Which obviously isn't as... I don't know what he's doing. Which obviously isn't as good without the Frost Nova. It will buy him turns, considering that he can't pop his block with what's shown on board.
Well, he can with Fireball.
Yes, he can with Fireball. He also could with Frostbolt. Because you could just Frostbolt hero power. This is interesting.
Just a super stall type of play. Hoping
Actually,
that Grim can't burn his way through the Doomsayer, but with all the cards he's been holding, you would assume that he can.
why do you believe that he Frostbolted rather than Ice Lanced the Sylvanas?
Ice Lance is cheaper. Picking more fireballs out of your Archmage later in the game.
Yeah,
There you
which
go.
shows up right now.
Yeah, so if you're RadDreams here, I don't think you can get too cute. I think the play is to Archmage double Ice Lance. And
Archmage double Ice Lance. That's dangerous though because of the Sylvanas.
it is for sure, but I don't see another way for him to win this game.
That's fair.
Obviously, we get to see both hands, so it's a little different, but
Yeah. Yeah, I see it. Archmage, Frostbolt the Sylvanas, Frostbolt the 2-1. Or Ice Lance them. Get 2 fireballs.
I wonder.
Alternatively, he could Alex this turn, but it's not a good Alex turn because he can't burn Grim out the turn afterward. And even if he set himself to 15, that's not too good right now. So yeah, I am seeing Archmage into Ice Lance.
he could also Reno Jackson as long as it's active, but we don't know if it is.
We don't know if it's active or not, yeah.
I'm assuming it's not.
Interesting.
Oh, he found a Cone of Cold. Look at him go. That was so
Ooh.
clutch. I don't know if there was a better draw for him to get
Wow.
off of that loot order.
I don't think there was a better draw.
Like
Why do you think he played the Loot Hoarder and pinged it rather than Acolyte ping?
I couldn't tell you that one.
Because he had the mana to still play Cone of Cold if he drew into it.
Yeah,
Or Frost Nova.
I think now we'll see Acolyte. Maybe even Acolyte and Doomsday. Oh no, Reno was active. Okay. All of a sudden, Grim, his eyes just got really big, and he's saying, "Oh, crap. Oh crap."
What does he still have? He miscounted.
So he's gonna set. Oh, yeah, it didn't go off. I'm an idiot.
Happy feasting, challenger.
Holy cow, it didn't go off. Oh,
Oh
man.
yeah, that's why I was freaking out.
Yeah, I didn't.
He
I was
miscalculated.
busy looking up at Grim's hand, figuring out how he was gonna come back. Oh my gosh! So now you have to Alex yourself.
You have to Alex yourself. Yeah, you have to Alex yourself. I would probably play an Ice Lance on the
Yeah.
Lowitheb.
Probably, and then trade into the trade into the trade.
See what it. Ooh.
Oh man. Oh man.
I'm really wondering what he miscalculated. What does he still have left in his deck?
Well, he just drew
Wow.
the Frost Nova this turn, right? Pretty sure
Yeah,
that's
he
what
just
it was.
fucking-
It was he had 2
Is it the other
Frost
Frost
Nova.
Nova?
Yeah. Well, he played Reno, and then yeah,
There it is.
he played Reno, and then the next turn top deck to Frost Nova. Yep. So
Okay, so
somebody needs to install
Fro-
Hearthstone deck tracker.
he's going to use the Alex. I'm interested in this.
Oh, he's gonna play this super safe. I don't think I blame
Yeah,
him at all.
super. Why do you think he went Frost? Okay, he has 2 Frost Nova, that's fair. But why do you think he went Frost Nova rather than Ice Lance?
Because it's the same amount of fireballs either way, so he might as well just use
Yeah.
the mana efficiently.
Okay, now looking at this board, he has 12 burn damage in his hand, along with the 5 from the Archmage.
Yeah, he's just gonna go. I think everything's gonna go at face here.
Yep.
He could Ice Lance fireballing the spider tank makes.
He's gonna play the safe route. Oh, if RadDreams brings this one back after missing a read.
Wow.
Whoa!
And he's gonna get the secret.
He's playing so safe.
Yeah, that's. He had a
Think about
chance
what-
to set up next turn lethal.
Yeah, and he.
Having seen 2 fireballs from your opponent, you're not gonna be bursted down. So I would think that was probably an incorrect line.
I would agree with you. Oh, there's also two loot hoarders in this list, which is
Oh.
interesting.
Yeah, I guess he doesn't have Blood Mage Thalnos.
That makes sense. Because we saw the Novice Engineer.
I'm not sure how RadDreams is gonna finish this game now, though.
I don't think he can.
After he left,
Uh,
he was so
unless he's-
defensive there.
He's might be playing the Pyroblast, although that's
Yeah, he would have to be playing Pyroblast.
Speak to me.
and he's gonna try to top deck into it. The other burn damage he has is he has the Forgotten Torch's Roaring Torch.
Yeah. So if he runs
Arcane Italy.
Pyroblast, that puts him at 22. Have we seen both Frostbolts?
I have seen burst Frostbolts.
Yeah, Ice Lance
That's
isn't
why
gonna do any burn damage.
they're dead. Yeah.
There's the Roaring
There's the
Torch.
Ice Fairy.
Ice Barrier's a great pickup. That's going to buy
Yeah,
him a
it
lot
is.
of time. Oh, this looks
Do
like
you
a
feel
pretty
like
easy blizzard.
Ice Barrier Blizzard? Yep. Draw your card first off the
Almost out of
Acolyte.
cards.
Almost out of cards.
Yeah, see? Ooh, he's not
So-
he's not going to have the damage.
Pyroblast is the last card
You would think so.
for power. That's interesting. I personally probably would have kept the Harvest Golem alive so that the
Yeah,
second
me
half
too.
wouldn't spawn yet.
Ooh,
Because every single piece of damage he gets is hurting him in this scenario.
I'm out of cards.
there's the Pyro
There's the
Blast.
Pyroblast. Okay. So,
He needs to
from
play
the
his Ice
standpoint,
Barrier.
he has
Otherwise,
to
he's
play his
gonna
Ice
die
Barrier.
to fatigue. And even if...
Now-
yeah, he will die to fatigue.
What Grim could do is Grim could not attack his face and just hero power him if he when he plays the Ice Barrier. Set him to 1 HP,
Yeah, and then kill him the following turn via fatigue.
which I think is the... does he have more than 8 damage? Does he have enough damage?
He has 9 damage. No, he can't. If he attacks, he can't pop the block. And
Yeah,
then Healbot
so-
is actually
So clutch.
fault-inducing right now.
Oh, he is gonna attack.
That's a bit of a misplay. Because he does change his clock this way.
Yes.
Although, let's see.
Yeah.
Now
He
he'll
changes-
still be able to set RadDreams to fatigue death. This
Really?
is over.
Oh yeah, he's cool. Okay. Yep. Looks like Grim is gonna take game 3 with his Mech Mage over RadDreams Reno Freeze Mage. This is interesting because we've seen RadDreams tech hard against the aggro matchup in all of his decks, but yet Grim is still up 2-1.
Yeah, well, the deck
What
I
to
think
do?
did its job.
What to
He being RadDreams, he had the turn where if he had gone double Fireball face and swing with his Archmage, knowing that there was really no way for him to die, he would have been able to then set up like a 2 to 3 turn lethal from that point. But
Yeah,
playing
but
as
that's
defensive as
one
he
of
did, he
those.
slow burn damage on minions, and ended up not.
Yeah,
having
that's one
enough
of those
damage.
opportunities where playing it safe is not always the correct option. Okay, so going into this game, you have to think RadDreams is gonna go with his
His
priest.
priest against that zoo. Freeze Mage should do pretty well against it as well, but
It's true.
it looked like he was more comfortable playing his priest deck. So I think
I agree.
I would suggest he goes back to that.
Yeah, we also have been predicting that he's going back to priest for the last 2 games, but he hasn't, so we gotta
Yeah.
get proven right at least once. Thinking about it long and hard. So what do you think of the Reno Freeze Mage list comparatively to more standard Freeze Mage lists?
I think the more standard ones feel more consistent and just a little bit better overall.
Yeah. I would agree with that.
I think if you want to play Reno, it's right now looking very strongly like Warlock is the class to do that in. And it spawned its own archetype rather than just tacking onto the already existing Freeze Mage archetype.
Yeah.
But I am so far from a proficient Freeze Mage player that I couldn't tell you really. They all feel like Freeze Mage.
I also feel like the more traditional builds of Freeze Mage are better, only because to put Reno in the Freeze Mage deck, you have to give up some form of consistency, and what makes Freeze Mage so good is the consistency that it has.
That makes sense. So we see the Freeze Mage come back against the Zoo.
So you have to think that Grim is going to keep Loatheb in his opening hand.
Yeah, I don't know. He doesn't really have any early game, so he did throw it back.
Fair,
And
that's
he
fair.
was not
I
punished at
know,
all
I
picking up both Knife Jugglers.
He isn't punished. If he would have been punished, that would have been bad. Especially since we know his list is playing a lot of high mana-costed minions. With the Anti-Keelbot, Dr. Boom, Sylvanas. Interesting. Did RadDreams keep that Alexstrasza?
I'm wondering
Or is he
if
not mulligan?
disconnected, or if he's not showing his mulligan, or if he ran to the bathroom. There we go.
There.
He did throw all
Reno's
three cards back.
standby spot. And that is a terrible freeze mage hand.
Yeah, that's not
That
good.
is absolutely.
Oh man, that's not good at all.
Grim might run away with this just from the get-go. He's not going to coin out the knife juggler.
Yeah, that's interesting to me. One of the best cards at pressuring a freeze mage early on is Knife Juggler.
Especially knife juggler followed by a second knife juggler.
But he'll be able to coin out a piloted shredder next turn if that's the line he wants to. He's doing this
What?
tapping thing again.
He's doing this tapping thing against a freeze.
I don't get it, but he did win.
That's true.
has
But looking
won
at
with
it
it,
now,
but-
at it now, RadDreams has such a higher chance to win than he
Yeah,
did
'cause
just
he's
at the
facing
start of the
no
game.
pressure at all. And
Like
so-
just that turn of not coining knife juggler and then tapping the second turn.
Once again, the best possible 2-drop for a zoo deck was not played on turn 2. And-
One of the best possible 2-drops in the game in general.
oh yeah, it is. The only thing better is Shilling Mini Bot.
Oh yeah.
And now it comes down. I guess you get that one juggle, but you gave up hitting in the face with 3 damage. And the
6
Freeze Mage
damage.
now has plenty of time to just do whatever he wants. Like, preemptively pinging that Shredder isn't bad, preemptively pinging that Annoyatron isn't bad.
Yeah, preemptively pinging Noitron into the Blizzard. You'll spare yourself 4 damage and won't have to deal with the second part of the Shredder yet. I like it.
Now, the Nerubian X is a little annoying, but
That is annoying. It's not the end of the world, though. It's a lot better than taking the damage that he would the next turn if he were to not
Oh!
Blizzard.
the Flame Strike, just
That's
to follow it
great.
up, you know? Why not?
What we are seeing, though, is this Reno is going to be very dead for a long time because he has not had any card draw whatsoever.
Yeah, and most of his 2-0s have not popped up yet. I don't mind the Frost Nova line of play here. He's not going to take any damage from Death Rattles, and he's still going to get the freeze. And so he's now allowing
suppose.
to stall for like 3 turns as opposed to just 2.
So are you thinking that he's going to Blizzard next turn,
Yes.
take the 4 damage from the egg, and then Flame Strike?
Yeah, I think that's
If Okay, I like
the
it.
current line is.
My
And Grim
shield
just
for Argon.
keeps
Now he's
throwing
playing
stuff at the
aggressive.
board.
That's the thing, though. If he's not playing aggressive at the very beginning of the game, when he has the opportunity to play aggressive against a deck that needs to be played aggressively against,
Yeah, I don't know. So now we have 7 damage on board. Dark Bomb makes 10. Power Overwhelming makes 14. Abusive is 16. He's getting very close to being able to pop
Yeah,
this
he
block,
is.
which is kind of crazy. Dr. Boom's gonna make that even more real.
so
And-
he has to play this turn,
yeah, and
hands down.
now
and
we're
that
gonna see
Mad
a
Scientist,
Blizzard Mad
pick-
Scientist.
we know that'll get the second Ice Barrier out of his deck, which will make Reno more live, which is great. Those bombs! Life tapping. I hate life tapping against the freeze mage. It feels like you're gonna die every turn, no matter what turn it is.
Just gives him so many more windows to burst you down. How lucky can Arcane Intellect make you?
Luck.
Kind
Eh.
of lucky.
It's lucky enough that it got 2 more 2-ofs out of his deck.
Yeah, that's true.
You have to Blizzard now, though, hands down, every time.
Is Reno live yet?
He still has. Wait, he already used the Frost Nova. It might be live. You still have to Blizzard,
Have
though.
we seen a fire? Is he running 2 fireballs? No, he wouldn't be. He's playing Forgotten.
No,
Torch.
he's running 1 Fireball, 1 Forgotten Torch. Is he gonna Thorsan and
He
take
is,
this damage?
because he's not going to die. I think that's his line here.
And he's assuming that the Reno, or he probably knows, although he did miscalculate last time by a bit, that the Reno is gonna be live next turn, allowing him to jump back to full health, as well as play the second ice block if he wants to. That's pretty good. I like it. Oh, Loetheb.
Lotheb has something to say.
I personally do not like playing Loatheb here.
You don't?
I do not like playing Loatheb.
Oh, why not?
Just because Loatheb will buy you the turn that you're gonna die to Alex. Like,
Oh,
the
but
turn
he's,
after
he's
Alex.
locking up the game with Loatheb here. There's no way the Freeze Mage can recover because he can't play another Ice Block and he can't Alex Straza and play a spell.
like my invention.
And so, like, this Ice Block becomes meaningless because it doesn't do anything, and the Ice Barrier is equally meaningless.
That's fair.
No, I like Loatheb a lot there. It just kind of locks the game up.
He could play the Ice Block.
He has to.
Yeah, he's gonna play the Ice Block and then ping. Which, like, from the Freeze Maze perspective, when you have the Reno in your hand, that's still fine. Because you're gonna take the pop block, you're gonna play the Reno, you're going to, wait. I still thought he had Blizzard in his hand.
No, he's played Blizzard a long time ago. Reno doesn't do anything to this board.
Oh no, Reno doesn't do anything now. That was completely my fault. I thought that Frostbolt was a Blizzard.
No. Oh, okay. Now I see what you're saying. But
Yeah, that's why I was like, okay, he's in fine position, but now this is looking bad.
yeah, he has to Reno, and then, I mean, after he can Reno, he can Frostbolt and Forgotten Torch to remove some stuff.
I won.
Yeah.
This game is pretty
Huh.
much over just because the Freeze Mage doesn't have time.
Yeah. Whew. That's what I meant. Grim just has those bursts sometimes.
I bring life.
Where he powers through, even against the most anti-aggro techs.
RadDreams gonna do everything he can to stay alive, but power overwhelming, double elusive, and dark bomb is gonna make that just a tad difficult, you know?
I'd say more than a tad. I'd say it's probably
I
not
mean, it's
gonna
pretty
happen.
much gonna let that Narugi kill it by himself, but
Yeah.
Get in there and fight, maggot.
Could he go for max BM? How much BM can he go for?
Well played.
oh, he's just gonna give him the emote and smack him
Yeah.
for No, he's
It's
gonna
good.
hit him with another thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Make sure that heal bot gets in, because we all always like to wonder why heal bot's in all of his decks.
He just had to.
And Grim is gonna take the series in dramatic fashion.
3-1. Team
Yes.
Supreme has to be happy with that result.
Wow, yeah, Team Supreme. Let's look at the standings here really quick while we recap. So Team Supreme for season 1, they were in second, I believe. They were.
They weren't.
They are one
Yeah.
point ahead of the Angry Chicken Fan Club, and the Angry Chicken Fan Club is currently playing against Argon Storm.
Ooh.
So if those
That's-
teams can, like, you know, hold each other down a little bit, and Supreme can continue this run over the Dream Team, which, to be very fair, the top of Supreme is as good, or actually probably better than the top of any team in the league. And so
Yeah.
getting a 3-1 in your 5 spot, Supreme could sneak into that 1 seed. It doesn't look very probable, but it's possible. And if nothing
I don't
else,
know.
they should be able
Angry
to hold on to their
Chicken
2
Fan
spot.
Club has had Angry Chicken Fan Club has had some burst weeks in the past.
Yeah, exactly. So it's definitely possible. If not, they can just hold on to their 2 seed and get a favorable matchup heading into playoffs as they start to kind of round everything in together.
Yeah, this week is especially important, not just for the teams that are trying to get into that 4 spot to make the playoffs, or trying to maintain that 4 or 3 spot to hang on to their chances at the playoffs. But the seeding is going to be extremely important, because the difference between being a 1 seed and a 2 seed is greatly different. Just because the 1 seed is going to get seeded up against the 4 seed team, which every team in this league is threatening, and every team in this league is good.
Wow, there were
What?
multiple disqualifications from Pure Strategy this week?
Multiple?
There were 2, yeah.
Who's the second one?
The year opponent, as well as Matador, the number 3 seed for Pure Strategy. So we'll recap what we have here on the website, because I'm looking at it right now.
Okay, so Gozu is currently up 6-0 just on disqualifications.
Yes, and they did lose in the 2-slot battle, so they needed those points. Or you needed those points, I guess I should say. Because
Yeah.
King Buddha did fall to Hambo in 3-1. And Slimsh is playing Yuri tomorrow night, which I know
Salty
you feel good
Saturday.
about Slimsh, but that is the purest of coin flips.
That is a quite coin flip match. I trust in my buddy Slim. He'll pull it through.
And then Adam will be playing Microwave. So that matchup, I mean, Gosu can't fall out of the playoffs. I feel good now because I don't think Pure Strategy is going to jump over and take over us at all. So
yeah,
that is
because
relevant.
we got enough points that
yeah.
you guys should be safe at team rank
Back
5.
up to Archon Storm. We already have two results from that matchup. D-Lineman
really?
defeated Applesauce Factory 3-1, and then
Okay.
Viriday lost to Killajai 3-1. So that is an all even up series going into the 1, 4, and 5. And do we have any other results so far? No, that's all we've got so far. So interesting weekend ahead as far as seeding is concerned.
Everyone has to make sure they tune in to Salty Saturday because that is going to be quite the event. Especially that last match that we were talking about, Slimsh and Yuri. They're both phenomenal players, 2 of the remaining undefeateds in the league out of... Are they the only 2? Or is there 3? Hertz is still undefeated,
yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah. So,
But
there are 2
I would be
undefeated.
willing to bet that this match tomorrow night on Salty Saturday will decide who wins MVP, unless the playoffs
I would agree.
drastically change that. But
Okay,
definitely
scenario for you.
hyped up matchup.
Scenario for you then, Cassidy. What happens on the result of a tie?
A tie.
Tie.
What do you mean?
Like in the league rules, it says that if a tie occurs, then you replay that game, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you replay that game with. Well, I'm going back to season 1 because I don't think we've like the very very first season, Alpha. I don't think we've had a tie occur since Alpha happened, like in a game.
Okay.
And in that season, at least, when I had a tie personally, and when that tie occurred, we were in the last hero standing format rather than the format we're using now. And a tie occurred, and when that happened, we had to replay not just the game, but we replayed the entire set.
Oh.
So I don't know if that's still in effect, but I'd be very interested if a tie could occur.
You mean like within the match?
Yeah, within the match.
So, since we went to Conquest, a tie is considered a loss for both players. So both players would still have to win with that deck going forward.
Okay.
So you can't
Interesting.
tie a best, like once we went to Conquest, you can't tie a best of 5, basically.
Okay. I don't know. Either way, this is going to be an absolutely fantastic match. I'm excited for it. The entirety of Salty Saturdays. When are you playing your match, Cassidy?
I play Sunday morning, because I'll be traveling tomorrow. So looking forward to that. That's all we've got, THL. We have 14 viewers in here. I know Mange is one of them. So if we could get like 5 people to play some HOTS, I'd be down. If not, I'll just, get salty on the ladder. But either way, we're going to sign off. So, Lemur, do you have any parting thoughts?
Other than tune in to Salty Saturday and make sure you check out the VOD from Tavern Talk, I don't think so.
All right, guys. Tune in tomorrow.